breakfast. Hello and welcome to Shinelikeadiamond.initiative. We are back again, and this time we're going to be talking about topics and a few questions that affect people, carers and parents out there, family and also the community that got somebody who has special needs. And today we have Danielle, and Danielle will continue to tell us more about her own experiences so we can learn something from it. So Danielle, when your son is in school, of course, as you mentioned, and when he's in school, when he's not in school, of course, you end up having to try and have some sort of a normal life because this is so demanding. What do you like to do?
Well, that's my break, so that's my time. It's the only time I get. So I'm quite sporty. I like cycling. I tried a bit of running, but I wasn't too good at that. I preferred the bike.
Yeah.
But I'm actually loving the bike. It clears my head, any stresses in the day, and you just feel so good. You could come home and just go, right, what has the day got for me after?
Yeah.
So I really, that's what I found helps me.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot of time to get myself a life. It was all about Shay, what's going on, how difficult things were, you get a bit depressed. So it was just being in the house all day, no friends, nobody to talk to. My obsession with cleaning started. I started just, that must have been my way of coping.
Yeah.
Cleaning got me through a lot, and then the physical activity got me through. Now I'm at the stage where I'm doing that because life is a lot easier. As Shay's got older, life's got easier, so I can now do things that I couldn't do before.
Yeah.
I can now go out to the shops and take them maybe to the park, take them here, and not have to worry about everybody looking, because you kind of get a thick skin. When I was younger, everybody's staring and saying, what's that kid, he's naughty, he's not doing what he's told, she's not parenting him right. That would get to me, and I was sensitive, I was so shy as a teenager, and things like that made me go all red in the face. I was so embarrassed. But now, I see it and I just go, no, small-minded, don't listen to it. Just have a thicker skin now.
You need to be strong for them, don't you? You need to, because they also watch you. These children are looking at you, like every child. They look at their parents and they don't know, am I the problem, am I doing this? And you find sometimes they tend to apologize. And it's not their fault, isn't it? It's so sad to see.
I know. That's one thing I'm always saying, you shouldn't, I'll say sorry.
I know it can be quite hard, but as we are continuing these conversations, we can see and kind of learn more on what we need to do to make our children also not have mental health. Because it's not just the parents, because the parents can have mental health, because there's so much up there that you're dealing with. There's all them questions. What is my child ever going to have a normal life? Is my child ever going to have a family? Is my child, and then the worst one, I think, is the birthdays, where you find places where children come together because there's a birthday. They go into, bouncing castles and all this, and then your child, because they struggle with making friendship, you end up, every time there's birthday, you cringe because you're like, who am I going to invite? Because there's not many kids, he doesn't have friends. So that's a very tough one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. She's lucky that he has nieces and nephews. He's Uncle Shay.
Yeah.
Because we have older kids also, and they have grandkids. He's able to watch them on every weekend. So there's a routine of them coming every weekend. He gets to know them from small, growing up. He knows how each one will handle him, and how he can approach one and not approach the other. And so he learns how to behave in a larger group, whereas some kids, if they're an only child, don't have that experience. So we can now get to a point where we can take Shay to one of their birthday parties, and maybe he won't take part in a soccer and football party because he wouldn't know how to join in.
Correct.
But he can still go and watch, and he's still happy to be in the same room and watch what's going on.
See, you're lucky, because a lot of parents out there, they're alone, because you can't have friends yourself. because all your time is consumed with looking after this child. So half of the time you're alone, and then if you're trying to catch up with even house chores, it's even hard to do that because some kids, as you know, some parents are not able to have their children in school.
Exactly.
And actually that brings us to the next question. The next question is from Juliet. Juliet she's in a school that is integrated. And it can be a bit difficult. I was lucky to be there, and they're doing an amazing job. They're really trying, but there's a lot of lack of knowledge there. So the question she has for us today is, what is your opinion about integration in a normal classroom?
I like integration into a mainstream school,
Yeah.
everyone together, however, separate classrooms, because everyone learns at different speeds and different ways.
Yeah.
You can't teach all the one way. I would say separation,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. And so you'd think to you, integration is a good thing, but just try to separate these children from the classroom.
When it comes to learning,
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah.
However, if it's dinner hall, playground,
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what background or what
Yeah.
anything, learning abilities,
Yeah.
everyone's different.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have a disorder or it's still, if you're put in a classroom where everybody's learning and you're not,
Yeah.
then you're not getting the education they are.
That's very true.
So yeah, it has to be needs basis.
Yeah.
Needs.
But now the question is, once they leave the classroom, they're in the playground. There's a lot of supervision that is supposed to come within that, because otherwise, some of the children can be bullied.
Bullying is a big issue. That's
It is
my
a
fear.
big issue.
I was happy when my son went into Kings Park, a disability school, because I thought the bullying aspect I don't have to worry about. I would be terrified. In this day and age, even when they're out playing at night in the street, the kids, a lot rougher nowadays, and knives are involved and everything, I would be so scared. So there's one thing about Shay being autistic that I could keep him with me.
Yeah.
I don't need to let him out in public or in a mainstream school where he can be bullied.
Yeah.
He's got me with him 24/7.
See, you're lucky to do that, but again, there are parents out there who cannot manage to have the one-on-one because they are, number one, single parents. Two, they have to try and bring bread on the table somehow, and they also have other children. So to be able to just have that balance, what do they do? Because they have no choice. There's no schools that are specialized, so they have to put them in mainstream, and they cannot afford to have that isolation, and the school doesn't have budget to be able to have a one-on-one, more supporting for these children. So what would you do about that? What would you advise?
I would advise having a small group who had similar needs all together in one classroom.
Yeah.
Make a classroom,
Yeah.
make one.
Yeah.
You have the facility, you have a big building, you can even have it in the corner of a classroom within a classroom.
Yes.
But you have a small group that are learning together.
Oh, that's a very good idea, actually. Juliet, I hope that helps you. If you feel you needed more questions, please, more answers, please get back to us and let us know where we can help some more. And then this is another one that Juliet has come up with. She's saying, how early can a child be diagnosed? Because you find some parents and caregivers tend to think a child who's 5 or below cannot be diagnosed because there's no telltale signs. So what age would you think, we had covered this, but what age do you think is the best? Because I think early intervention is very important. What age do you think should be the right age to be diagnosed?
As early as possible. I also believe in early intervention, as if you leave it too late, it is delaying their learning abilities. They need a lot of help in this world, and if it's left too late, then going into adulthood, it would be even tougher.
Yeah. I agree with that. So Juliet, you have that, and any parent out there who seems to think they need more support, please do not hesitate to take your child to any pediatrician or any help. Because actually the teachers themselves, if you go to some schools and the teachers come to you and tell you they think there is a point of concern, as a parent, you need to maybe try and do that homework and just kind of check, is it true? Because I know it is hard to hear it, but just ask yourself what can be done and then seek more help, because as we said, early intervention is very important, because that's the only way we can start helping these children as soon as we can. So join us again with, we have more questions and more topics to cover, and please keep them coming, and join us in our platform, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. All of them will be displayed on the screen, so you can keep bringing this question through, and let's all tackle this subject and we help these children have a normal life. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.